Yo, 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 what's up, guys? Welcome to another edition of the Double Thought Show. Before we jump into today's show, remember to subscribe if you haven't done so already. Rate the show by pressing the like button, like the video, and don't forget to engage with us. Let us know what you think of, uh, of the topics, what you think about the topics we discuss here in today's episode. We have a good one for you today. So, thank you for tuning in and enjoy today's show. KR, with that being said, let's jump immediately into today's show. KR, first and foremost, there are a lot of topics to discuss,
A lot of
and
them.
let's see how much we can discuss in this in the amount of time we have. We're gonna start with the Tyrese story, or at least the
Mm,
latest development in the Tyrese story.
mm.
Uh, And before I'm thinking how to say this, of course, we make jokes. We make a lot of jokes because we talk about the topics always with a bit of humor. But the thing is, we need to always to and just want to remind you to try not to get canceled. So maybe you can
I'll
stop.
try my best. I'll try my best. I
Yeah,
haven't reached my threshold yet. So,
no, not yet. Well,
well, even
uh,
if I reach a threshold, I'm gonna end up like uh, what's the guy's name in Romania? Forget his name always, man.
Tate?
Tate.
Yeah,
End up like Tate. Reach a 100 million and then get canceled and then cry in
yeah,
jail. Anyway, let's continue.
yeah. Well, since you're the one that always finds the crazy stories,
Great.
maybe
By the way,
maybe
great. The great thing you said it, so I'll keep it in mind.
What? That I did that is it. Oh, for the cancellation, you mean?
Cancellation, yes.
I know because it's almost tempting not to make the jokes, but maybe you can tell me a bit about what you have discovered about this story in the last week or so.
Well, I think let's go back to I think it was last week we talked about how it all started with ex-wife Samantha Lee, Tyrese ex-wife, basically talking about accountability on one of the podcasts, promoting her new venture or at least her new
Yeah.
rebranding as a coach, a life coach for women that need an listening ear and someone who can balance them out by giving
Yeah.
them advice about breakups.
Well, that's not.
Well, maybe not really, but
Well, I think that's well, she said, well, well, I'm gonna paraphrase because she said it when she was in the she was having marital problems with Tyrese Gibson. She didn't have someone in her ears or in her ear
she
that
had someone in her ears, but the
that
wrong
told
people.
her no. Well, that told her to stay together and fight for the marriage. Everyone around her told her not to, and
Yeah,
so she stated that she regretted having followed those advices and getting the divorce. And that's why now she's trying to be the voice that she didn't have. So in
okay, okay,
let's
maybe.
say a type of voice of reason for people I probably are in relationships that are having difficulties to problems, etc., to help
That's a nice
them.
way to put it. That's a nice way to put it.
I mean, that's the way to put it. You said
That's a
help
nice
them.
way to put it.
The way
Well,
you put it is like she was helping them breaking up, but
no, 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 that's not what I meant. But okay, go check the previous show
yeah, check it out, guys.
to see the whole frame. But anyway, she was basically, and then she was talking about accountability on the podcast, and then Tyrese went haywire and said this is BS.
BS, yeah.
She's fooling you like she tried to fool me. Um,
Like she's still trying to fool me.
well, she's trying to. She's not fooling him anymore. She's trying to get the money out of him. That's
Yeah,
two different things. And he said basically she's not truthful. She's still suing me, trying to get 20K out of me, and
What's
He's
up?
countersuing child support. Yeah, in child support, she's how do you say that? They call it chameleon, right? Something like that.
Yeah. Chameleon. Yeah.
Yeah, she's being a chameleon, and she went out now and to respond to what he said. I have a short clip, and I want to say fair use. Don't sue us. We don't know. We don't own anything. Here you go.
Allow this to be twisted. I took accountability in that interview. I don't take anything back that I said. Um you when you grow and you learn and you're in relationships with people and you go from those relationships and you grow from those relationships, you you have to take accountability for what you did and your part in it. It's not healthy to always blame other people. You have to own your stuff and let that be that. And that's what I'm going to do. And so you can you can say whatever you want about me. You can say whatever you want. Most of you guys don't know half of the story. You don't need to know half the story. All you need to know is that I took accountability, and I'm glad that I did. I'm happy that I did. Um, I don't take that back, no matter how crazy it's gotten. I'm not.
So she's saying the same stuff, and I do agree with you. She's taking accountability. And with her, I agree with her. She's taking accountability. The problem,
Yeah.
the problem that Tyrese was pointing out is not that she's taking accountability.
She's taking the money too.
The money too. That's her big. That's Tyrese's biggest problem. That
Yeah.
she's taking accountability. Well, so it's just like the people, the person. You know when they say, RJ, you look like a person who would steal my money and help me look for it. She will have
Yeah.
your hands in your pocket on the left side and try to help you find whatever you on the on the
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
That's what he's trying to point out.
Yeah.
RJ.
Yeah. I think. Well, I think, in my opinion, Tyrese is emotionally very childish, and it's always crying and mad. No, I mean there comes a point. I didn't mean it like that. Well, I did. So what I want to say is that
I know what you're saying.
there
That's why
comes a
I'm
point in
laughing.
time
I
where
see it.
you need to have control over your emotions. He seems like he's someone that's easily, triggered to get
Trigger.
mad, or yeah, and it's not that you have to suppress the emotion. You can express it, but you can express it in a calm way. And with him, it's always getting mad, etc. And there a couple of things are true. I don't know if the lady is taking accountability, yes or no, because I don't know what the situation is. So I don't know who's right or wrong. I don't know what happened in the relationship of the two. However, she's looking way better than him. That's the first thing. I mean, she's talking more calm, more coming across as more wise, and he's
Mm.
coming across like a child. So it's a better
Interesting. Interesting.
it's a better look for her, and it was the way she's handling the response is very graceful as well. You know. Now,
Well, there's
I
still
would
a
also
bigger
be
devil.
graceful. I would also be so. I would also be
For you.
graceful.
We're going the same route. Oh, man, we take the same. Continue. You can do the talking now. I'm gonna let you cook. I'm gonna let you cook.
I would also be graceful if I'm not the one who's being required to pay 20,000 a month. Yo,
Oh my god.
but but whatever the whatever the case may be, it's still she's coming across more graceful, more in balance, right? And with that in that respect, Tyrese has zero level of strategic thinking, etc. Now, that's
Well,
one thing. Well, yeah. You want to say something on that?
I have another clip, by the way. So, but I'm gonna let you cook first, and then
Okay.
we spice it up a little bit.
Okay. Well, and the second thing I wanted to mention.
Boss, yo, that was quite crazy. That was crazy. Yo, hey, yo, what the heck is wrong with me?
But yeah, I don't know what I don't. Yeah, anyway, never mind. But the second thing I want to say about that is that the things are separate. So it might be that she regrets getting the divorce.
Yeah.
But once the divorce is done, it's done, and the damage is already done. You can't simply reverse it back. And Tyrese has a new partner, I believe. So the damage is already done. So now they're in a phase, let's say that the divorce has taken place, and now you have the matter of child support that needs to be taken care of. And both things can be true simultaneously. She can regret the divorce, but still thinks that she's entitled to 20K per month. So it's and that's what I mean again with with the emotionally childish behavior of Tyrese. But yeah, continue.
Tyrese has more to say about this whole debacle,
Of course,
as he always do. He does interviews. He went out with on IG, as he always does on IG. Goes to IG and opens
cries.
his heart to everyone. Let's call it. And he talked to Queen's Flip. Queen's Flip, you guys know him
Yeah,
from
Queen's flip
Joe
from Joe
Budden.
Budden. Yeah,
But before that, he was also already a name. But I think a lot of
okay.
people know him these days
I
from
know
Joe.
him from there. Yeah, yeah.
So this is what he had to say.
I'm gonna tell you something else that I've never said publicly. That interview that she just did that went viral, where she was talking about, people got in my ear and I really regret ever leaving my husband and my family. I found out that her lawyer asked her to do that interview because she's appealing. No, I am appealing the entire divorce trial. The outcome of the entire divorce is all being appealed right now. So her lawyers asked her to do that interview so that she can manipulate and once again play on people's emotions and appear to be remorseful or regretful about the idea that she made the decision to leave me, because everything about the picture that has been painted is the truth. You're heartless. You're vindictive.
Jesus.
You're malicious. You're trying to get 20,000 a month. I'm gonna tell you something.
Fair use, by the way. Fair use.
Yeah. So I said. So I guess three, you know, three things can be right simultaneously. It can be that she regrets it. It can be that she with regretting KR. Yeah, it can be that wait. I'll just finish this. It can be that she regrets it. It can be that she's still now that the divorce. She thinks she's entitled to 20K, and it can also be true that her lawyers ask her to do it. All three things can be right at the same time. However, when we say regret, she regrets it.
Yeah.
You don't know why she regrets it. Does she regret the
I know why. I know why. I have another clip.
So let me say this, and then maybe let's see how this one goes. Well, the question is: does she regret the relationship, breaking the relationship, or does she regret perhaps the lifestyle that she lost? But yeah, continue.
Well, it's Tyrese. So he's gonna tell you the whole story. He's gonna tell you the whole story. Whether
This
you want
guy,
to hear it or not.
this guy doesn't need to write a memoir. You should just compile all his lives.
Just go on IG and search for his lives. This is what he has to say about her wanting to reconcile.
I'm about to get put out of my place. I can't afford to live there anymore. So then 3 days later, after wrestling with, man, what was that call about? She texts me and she says, can you watch Soraya for the next 2 weeks? Because I'm about to get put out of my place. I can't afford to live there anymore. I got to downsize and move into something else. And my fucking heart dropped because I said, wow, you called me after almost a year to finally have this conversation about reconciliation, which was disingenuous. It wasn't real. It was not a God moment. It wasn't you realizing that leaving your husband and your family, as harsh and as heartless I'm about to get put out.
Man, this dude, if you give him, this is the type of person you don't have conversations with, because whatever you tell him, that shit that's gonna end up on IG.
Yo,
Whatever.
what's her name? Yo, what's her name? Call me Ray Ray. Where you from, man? From my hometown. What do you do? Same old, same old. Don't give Tyrese any information, man.
Hey, if it's true or not, I don't know, but it would make some kind of sense if she's in a financial bind. It would also make sense why that 20,000 would come in handy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you can clearly hear the thing with Tyrese, and because he's so open, and you can say he's very emotional. One thing you can clearly hear that the guy is hurt about
He's
the whole situation.
very hurt. Yeah.
He's hurt, and this is when people say, like when men uh, um, express their grievances about situations,
Mhm.
you always hear who hurt you. Now
Yeah.
we know who hurt him. We know who hurt him. It really hurts his heart that this happened, because I think he wanted to make it work.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I always say that, and this is a generalization, of course, but men and women get hurt, but the women tend to process the pain better than men do. That's the first thing. So men don't get hurt easily, but when they do, they become crackheads or they start ruining their lives. Yo, KR. I don't know if I told you this, but my basketball coach was
Oh
he grew
no.
he grew up in a
Crackhead?
no. He grew up in a neighborhood where there were a lot of crackheads, and he told me, you know what I learned? The crackheads that he knew in his neighborhood, um, all of them were very smart people,
Mm.
and 9 out of 10 started using crack
Oh no.
due to problems with women,
Heartbreaks.
heartbreaks, and
Oh
other, yeah, yeah,
God.
because they can't process it, so they try to. So I do think that, and women are more. Yeah, it's not, it's double standard. We always say it's a double standard when it's, of course, the women being, that's always the one that's being called out, but the double standard is all across the board. And with regards to men and emotions, a woman can cry every single day. If you cry 2 days as a man and it's not your mother that passed away, it's you can't be doing that. So I can imagine as well. But what I do think is that for someone that is an Tyrese is an artist, and artists are oftentimes more in touch with their feelings, more in touch with their with what they feel,
Be
their
very
emotions.
specific, an R&B artist, because I don't think a hip hop artist is a gangster rapper is very in touch with his emotions.
It depends what type, I guess. But indeed, like our R&B artists in this case, at least, and with R&B artists in general, and Tyrese in particular. So, so,
Oh my god.
so, so they're emotional, and I do think that, at a certain, if you're an idealist, you want to believe in true love. You want to believe that someone really loves you for who you are, and when it's not the same when a woman can find you very attractive, can find you very appealing, can sleep with you, or not, but if there's not something that the woman can, if you don't have an added value, the woman will not. So she might be your friend, or she may even sleep with you, but she's not gonna build something with you. So it can be that she it didn't work, and because the woman is more calculate in this case, right? The ex-wife is more calculated. You can see that
According
she's
to
more
him.
calm, more calculated. What?
According to him.
According to him, no, but you see as well in in the demeanor, and more mature, yeah, and more, if I would say, more mature in the way she
I don't know if it's
comes
mature,
over.
but just more.
She so
Because
no, I said, so
does it make you more
I said
mature if you can handle your emotions or when you're emotional? Is it
I said
really?
she comes across as more
Okay, okay.
mature.
You come
So
across
she
it.
comes across as more mature, and Tyrese doesn't. So of course it will hurt you if you continuously believe like this is gonna happen, and then you see no you can you imagine, KR, that your heart is broken, and after a year you finally start talking, and then it's like, oh, it's for something. I had it in the past. It happened to me twice with the same girl, that would call, or let's say she would contact me after a while. We never had anything together, but
Mm.
I had a crush. Had a crush, and twice I fell for it. It's like you start talking, and then it's like always, oh, there's a favor, and when when that, when
That
the when
favor.
and
Yeah.
when the favor gets dropped, I'm like, it really like, even if so just to be the two times he
Both times
the,
were favors at the end.
yes, now I have to say
Mm.
this, I wasn't interested in her anymore.
Mm. The second time, or
No, 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 it was done. But
mm.
just to me, it's not about whether you're interested or not, it's more like the genuinity of the
Mm,
conversation.
yeah.
you know so it's like, hey, it didn't work out, you move on, but then you talk, and there's still like that vulnerable spot because you really liked her, and really wanted it to work. So there's always that part there. And when someone like that calls you, and she talks, and you're talking like, oh, at least we can just be cordial with each other, and then the favor comes, and that's like, so that's not.
Pull the cord.
And she did it twice, and I was like, no, this is. And but what I did, and
Or
I
did you
think that,
did you did you per- did you do the favor or the first time?
no, 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 no. But
Okay.
what I did, no. But what
I'm
I
just making sure you're all right.
yeah,
I'll
yeah, I'm
be
good.
doing favors for
Perfect,
straggles.
perfect. So what I would suggest Tyrese to do, because this is what I did. I didn't say she's a bad person, etc. I just registered her as someone that sees me as, whether she, so it's gonna sound harsh the way I'm gonna say it, but this is what I did. Like, sometimes you need to be just harsh. It's like an opportunistic relationship, right? So
Yeah.
it's like she sees me, I'm, because maybe my knowledge, so as a lawyer, or my connections or whatever, she sees me as someone that she can use. Let me
Mm.
put it like just just opportunistic. And it's okay, because if you have to be fair, we all have people who are real friends, and we all have people that are in our networks that we call if we
For
want to know
favors.
something.
Yeah.
It's not it feels harsh because of the history, but it's simple. It's if you think about it, it's normal, and it's up to you to determine your where you draw the line, I would say. And
It
I
is-
would suggest Tyrese to do the same, but he'll probably need to start doing that after the court case because it's difficult to be stoic while someone's trying to grab
no,
20K a month from you.
that's crazy. Did you tell her no right to her face?
It was both. It was by phone.
Ah, okay, okay, okay.
It was by phone both times.
But you said no.
Yeah, I said no.
Tyrese, learn to say no. No to the peace leaf.
Yeah. Well, so just to be clear with no in this case, it wasn't no, it was no, not what you want. So for example, uh, the second time it was for legal information,
Mm,
and the no wasn't a no, I'm not gonna help you. The no was a sure, you can book a meeting here.
mm.
And
No
she said okay.
no freebies over here.
Yeah, so that's also a no, right? So it's not like
Definitely.
get I'm not gonna help you. So it's like, hey, this is my business, and if you want legal information, you have my number. But
Don't try to play me like a fiddle.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's
Great.
the
Yeah,
best.
hey, you got to learn to say no. I do
Yeah,
agree with you. Well, my way of saying no is a bit harsh than yours, but
I know. That's why.
I'm not gonna tell my story, my no stories.
Yeah,
Let me give you one. Should I give you one?
yeah, share one. Yeah, I'm interested.
Well, I had talking stages, and there was this girl who asked me to do something for her. I wasn't really interested, so I was like, oh, Jesus Christ. And now I started already to end it. Well, she asked me to do like some to help her with some things. I was like, I don't want to do it. She kept asking, and then I said, "Oh, we haven't talked ever since." It's gonna make me look bad. I'm not your boyfriend.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
did she have a boyfriend?
No, no. I told you. I told her no.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do it. It was something small, but the thing is this: I'm not. I'm of setting precedents, right? And she was flirting, so I know. The thing is this, and she wasn't really a friend. With friends, I'm willing to do a lot of stuff, and it was somewhere in between transitioning from friends to maybe something, but I wasn't really feeling her like that because after talking enough with her, I was like, yeah, that's not gonna work.
It's not gonna work out. Yeah.
That's not gonna work from here. And she asked me to do some things. I was like, yeah, no, not gonna do it. She
Mhm.
tried 2 times. I was like, you know what? I might as well end it right here because
Yeah.
it's not gonna, this will not, this will not be a friendship. If you want something from me, don't try to manipulate the situation because it was
Yeah.
clearly manipulation.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, not to be honest, no, and I'm not your boyfriend. So
Yeah.
let's end it here.
Yeah. Well, they say that when relating to men that are players, and they have the game and they lie to women, etc. But I would argue that women do it a lot more naturally and
They do.
more subtle. And but once you know it, and it's you use it. To me, it's logical. You use what you have. If you're, for example, if you're tall and strong, you use your physical strength to your advantage. If you can talk, and you use it in your advantage.
Always.
And I remember I had a landlord once who wasn't taking care of anything. She wasn't taking care of anything. Wasn't taking care of the house. Problems with electricity, problems with water, problems with a lot of things. And every time I called, I fixed everything. But I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. Uh, She's not living on the island, so it's like, okay, I do whatever you want. Okay. At one point, she was here because on the island because she wasn't taking care of things, and things were falling apart, and she was losing tenants.
Mm.
And she said, I can't believe that so and so is going. Uh, you're also going. And I told her that I was leaving as well. It's like, you're also going. I was like, yeah, I'm also leaving. She's like, oh, I thought you were going to stay. And she started flirting. KR.
Mm. The heck?
No amount of flirt will make my fridge run. I need electricity.
Or the other way around, like,
I was like, nah, man. This is, and I looked at her, and at that moment, I became disgusted.
yeah.
Not at
Said,
her because she's disgusting, but more because of what she did. You
yeah,
really get a feeling of, this isn't real.
yeah.
Once I get that feeling, I don't need any kind of healing. I just need to get away.
Okay, the way. Yeah. It's the same when the other way around. Like if you were the tenant and oh no, you are the owner, and the tenant that tries to flirt with you to get discount or not having to pay. It's the same stuff.
Yeah.
You feel disgusted in that situation. But yeah, man, I hope at the end of the day, you don't want to be, and that's the thing, the most important thing, you don't want to be doing boyfriend stuff on on um, on
Friend
friend zone
agreement.
and
Friend zone agreement.
friend zone agreements. Yes,
It's above my pay grade. It's
yeah,
above my pay grade, darling.
up in within my pay. You gotta up the contract.
Yeah. Oh, you're offering me a position. I'm not interested in that position
That look
in
crazy.
this company.
The company is sinking, and now you're gonna offer me a position to head it while it's going down. Nah, thank you, thank you.
Mm.
Well, another thank you, Darius Jackson.
Darius Jackson,
Darius Jackson.
aka the, can we now say for sure, ex boyfriend of,
I mean, I don't know if it's X, but if X is to colored eyes, I don't know.
let's see,
Let's see. The mom is the mom. Kiki's mom is
on
clear
socials.
about the whole situation. Kiki's mom went out and said the following.
I've never done anything like this. Look, I've never done anything like this. I've been in this business for 22 years. I've seen a lot of stuff, but I can't help myself. For Sharonis Jackson to post on his Twitter, uh, the ridiculous stuff that he's posted when he knew his brother was abusive. I went to Sharonis over a year ago and told him that his brother was abusive to my daughter. And he said, well, I used to be like that too. What?
Jesus. What
So
the
now
heck?
he's posting.
Yo, what? That's a way to defend your brother. I used to be like that too.
And
That
look
is
at me
a
now. I
wild,
turned out just fine.
that's a wild statement.
Yeah.
That's a wild way to defend your brother. If everything is true, and we're gonna talk about it later, but this is wild way to defend your brother. But hey,
Posting on Twitter like he's this special guy when we know he's the biggest fuck boy in Hollywood. He's
Jesus.
disrespectful to women, just like his little brother. He taught his brother how to be abusive, so he don't get to act like he's this special guy. No, you're a fuck boy and you're a part of the problem.
Damn, mama going in. Didn't expect her to go that way in, but
Yeah.
according to the they have released frames of a video, so the video is still.
Yeah. I also saw frames. I was looking at whether or not
I've
they
also
were.
been looking on the internet if
Uh,
you have found it. And
but
that's
so,
I
but the frames aren't. You need to see the full
to get a
footage.
better context.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I looked at the frames, it looked crazy. A couple of those frames, but you don't see how it got there.
Yeah.
You got a
Maybe.
better
Yeah.
context.
Maybe
Not
they were
saying
making love, for example.
maybe they're into rough stuff.
Yeah.
But one thing I do know, and that's maybe it's my bias towards certain groups of people, but in general, people who act like simps are a lot of times the most dangerous people you can have in your corner.
Yeah.
They will put you in weird situations.
And the Sims are both. The danger isn't always physical danger. It can
Nope.
also be emotional danger, right? So I've learned, because we were talking a while ago about helping people and not being try to avoid doing boyfriend things or husband things, so obligations, fulfill husband obligations for a woman that tells you that you're just a friend, right? uh, I have to say as well that in the past I would say yes to when someone needed help with anything. I would say yes,
Mhm.
yes, 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 yes. And I had to really unlearn that, because I remember once I helped someone. I think, were you there? I don't know if you were there. Maybe you were there, man. I'm not sure. No, no, no. You weren't there. You weren't there. I was
Would have stopped you.
no, no. I was helping. So when I went to the Netherlands, I
Mm,
shared the apartment with three other people, and one guy. We went to, no, it wasn't you. I think we
uh,
went because no, it wasn't you. But the we went to IKEA to buy things, but
mm,
I didn't buy anything because a couple of friends of mine who lived in the Netherlands
mhm.
uh, told me that they would come, let's say 3 days later, and we would go together to IKEA.
Yeah.
So we went to IKEA. I went to IKEA with the my other roommates, but I didn't buy anything. When they bought their things, I helped them set them up. I helped them. One particular guy, I helped him set up his closet. 3 days later, or maybe a week, I had my closet, the exact same closet. I mean, IKEA. You know, IKEA is like the
Damn,
standard
easy
thing.
setup.
The
Bam.
exact same closet. When I went to ask him for help, and this guy was big. He was like twice my size, very strong. You know what this guy told me? Yeah, I'll come in a bit. I'm a bit lazy now. Just start, and I'll help
Mm,
you finish it.
mm.
And it was only when someone told me that people, you need to realize that it's not people that use you. You let them use you. The responsibility lies with you, and you need to draw the line in the sand. And that's when my life changed. And one thing that entails is that you need to be direct. And it's better to be righteous. That is to say, you have your morals and values, and you say, this is who I am. I'm going to live by these rules. And if you like it, that's good. If you don't like it, it's also good. But this is who I am. What these simps do and the nice guys do, they try to manipulate themselves into situations where they want to appear like the good guy, but they're afraid of conflict. They're afraid of people leaving them. So when someone they will try start using guilt tripping. They will start, doing those type of things to manipulate you, to control you emotionally. And sometimes it can escalate into physical abuse as well. And when it does, it's them themselves that then change up again and become the savior and become the safe zone, the safe haven, and become the person that comforts you and helps you to process something that they did themselves. So it's
It's
not it's not surprising, Well, it is a shock,
It is a
but
shock, but
but
I
it's not
mean,
surprising. Let's say on an
you expect
intellectual level, it's not surprising.
you can expect it from in general from guys who tend to be like you said. It's like they try to misuse the social contract.
Yeah,
With you, in your case, you expected you signed this on your side, and you expected someone to do the same.
yeah,
And I think that's sometimes you gotta. Some people are not aware of social contracts, or they just
yeah.
they don't g-
Well, yeah,
they
and
don't care about those stuff,
yeah.
man.
So in my example, in the example I gave, yes, it's right, it's true. But I have had that good guy syndrome. Let me call it that,
Yeah, yeah,
the good guy syndrome. And I had to read a lot of books and watch a lot of content to really understand it, that
yeah,
it's
that's
not genuine to, because everyone likes you wherever you go. You don't have you don't have conflict with anybody. But then the thing is, when you don't get what you want, the world isn't fair, you're being used. But if you're really honest with yourself, for example, let's say with relating to and that's when I changed. So in a later stage, what I used to do is, when I went out with women,
yeah.
and I would say, if they ask me, oh, this is always a test, man, what are your intentions? It's always my intention, my primary intention is to sleep with you. And if something more develops, then it's good. I mean, mind you, this was in a time where I was looking for a relationship. The reason why I did it was very simple. I didn't expect the ladies that I went out with. I didn't. They weren't the type of ladies that would sleep with you on the first night. Well,
Mm.
didn't sleep with anyway. But the thing is,
You
that's
said
something.
like
That,
sleep with me.
that's something else. Maybe they would have slept with you, but not with me. I don't know. But what I will say is this: I didn't go either with the intention. So if I would go out with someone that I really wanted to, explore and build something with,
Hmm.
then I wouldn't expect it either, and I wouldn't pursue it either that same night.
Yeah.
I'm not I yeah. But I did it solely to establish what my desire is.
Mhm.
So
You
if
should.
they really didn't want that, then they were, then they would have said no. Okay, well, I don't want that. And I had a rule as well. If after three times, it then became two, but it was three, but it became two because I I had more volume. But at the beginning, if
But
after
the
three,
pockets got more volume, or
no, my pockets were getting depleted, as I was going to say. But I had a rule to myself: three times.
yeah,
Three times. If after three dates I'm not feeling it, or whatever,
yeah,
then it's okay. You're gonna be put in the, let's say, in a reserve. I will not, pursue you, and maybe in 6 months, we would bump into each other, or I'll call you, and then we'll go grab something. But I enjoy the company of women, but I'd rather just date and superficially talk to women than go out with one woman 6 months, a
a
year,
year
without
without.
something developing. So
I have a question though.
yeah,
Going back to the social contract part, do you
yeah.
think that if you had been clear to him at the beginning what you expect from him, that it would have happened?
And so in the case of the closet,
Closet stuff, yeah.
nah, the guy was an asshole.
Okay.
That guy was simply an asshole. Yeah. He
Because
was sitting,
I
KR.
always.
He was sitting. You know what the dude was doing? He was playing video games. He
Mm.
wasn't doing anything, not
But
even
if you had told him before you try to close that social contract, dude, if I help you today, I expect you to help me tomorrow. Would they have done that?
I don't think so. So because it's not like, well, let me put it like this. He did help as I was finishing up.
Wait a second. Wait.
So as I was finishing up, he did help, quote unquote. but all the heavy lifting I already did on my own. So
Yeah.
he helped just let's say help me install the door, and he came and we were done in like 10 minutes. And
Mm,
if he would have helped me from the start as I did him,
mm.
then I would have been
Us.
watching a movie at that time. Let me tell you one more story about it, and then we can proceed with the Darius. The one time care. Oh yeah, when we got there, he was like, "Hey, you know what? We need to do everything together. We need to buy groceries together." Yo,
Well,
let me
that's
tell you this, man.
tough, man. What the
We
heck?
were doing. I did that for a week. We were doing, oh, no, 2 weeks. We were doing groceries three every 3 days.
Mm,
And what he did was he cooked, and he could cook very well. So we were like two guys, two girls, and
mm.
he would cook very well. But he's a big guy, so he eats more than
Eat
us.
more. He's
So
come on.
I didn't think it's fair. So I decided to buy my own. And then the other girl also did it. And the second girl was in a relationship with him. So they kept doing everything together.
Mm,
But I was like, no, I'm not gonna do this because first of all, I don't the food is great, but I don't think I have zero control over my money. And I don't want to have problems when you tell me, hey, you need to pay 50, and I'll say, yeah, but I didn't eat this much. I need to pay 30. I didn't want that money discussion. I was like, no, I'm gonna buy my own fridge. It was a mini fridge. I stocked it with, and yeah, he could cook better. I didn't cook, but at least I knew what I had in the bank account, and I could have more control over the spending. So
hey, I do believe in blowing up covert social contracts. I'm gonna
yeah.
tell you straight up what I expect. That's basically what you do to those girls. I'll
Mm-mm.
tell you upfront, whether it's
Did
huh?
did
What do you mean?
you said what I do? You said what I do what I do when dating, do to
Oh yeah,
girls.
you
But I
did.
said
Yeah, yeah,
did, yeah,
yeah,
did,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah. I need to be did
I'm yeah.
back in the days. Back in the days. But, Jesus Christ. But you have. I'm pro blowing up. So covert. A lot of people try to make covert
Social
social
contract.
contracts.
Exactly.
I hate that. I tell people straight up. What do you expect from me if I do this? If you say nothing, then don't expect nothing.
Hmm.
Don't try to backdoor the whole situation a year later and tell me you expected me to do this. Because this is the thing, right? People have different expectations. They create a social contract and then they
Hmm.
expect you, they help you, let's say, with something small, and then they expect you to help them with something big.
Yeah. They will buy you. They will buy you. They will invite you to uh to uh to a bar, buy two drinks for you, and then ask. That's what happened to me. Then ask, so two drinks. Okay, so in total, we're talking about max $20. Max. And then turn around during the week and want me to handle a case, send a letter, which is, I mean,
This is real?
but some
Jeez,
people, but you have to
that's
understand one thing
crazy,
as well.
bro.
You have to understand one thing as well. I was at the beginning, I became a lawyer at a very young age. And well, at a very young age, I was 25. I didn't have much work experience prior to that, because I always did a lot of sports on the side, never worked.
Yeah.
And I was also the guy that would say yes to everything. So I understand that I invite, people ask it. And what happened as well at the start of my career, but it's not happening at all, or very little. People will try to tell you, "Oh, this is a good case for you, man. When you win
Oh,
it, your name is gonna be in the news,
it's a
because
career breaking one.
because it's against a large chain." And I'm like, and at the start, I was like, "Wow, okay." And when I went and told my mentor, so the lawyer who was mentoring me, he was like, "No, we charge for everything. I mean." we charge, and it's gonna be good for you, but it's not. But
We
but
Yeah, that's crazy though. That's a crazy question though. To pay for your drinks for $20 and then suddenly tell you, "Hey man, I got a case.
yeah.
You expect
But that
payment?"
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
that's guts. I
But
would say
that
say to
that
your face, "Achoo!"
yeah, yeah. But that's covert. That's a covert social
Yeah,
contract. And
that's
again, that's what simps do. That's what yeah. If you need to be a righteous man, and say you need to be able to look at someone in his eyes or her eyes and tell him or her what you believe, and that's you take it or leave it. As soon as those are all tactics, and I think believe that's also the case in the Kiki uh, situation, and we can move on from that.
yeah.
We can, when you are a woman and you are popular and you get with a man and it's clear that she earns way more, the guy looks like a
It's
simp.
not even close, man. It's not
Yeah.
even close.
Yeah. Well, and you can't, I don't know if he's working because you can't multiply zero. So it's like when you have, because I can even say 10 times as much if he's earning nothing, right? So,
Oh, he's a gym. He's a trainer, right? He's a
oh, is
trainer.
it? Yeah, yeah. Well, I would say you chose him. You chose to have a baby with him. Now you need to deal with him. But yeah, if people like that manipulative, trying to control you because they can't, they I think he knows that if he's clear to a woman that has everything already, the woman will say, "Well, I'm gone." So it's very manipulative. But anyways, in any case, I wish Kiki all the best. I wish Darius all the best. I wish especially the kid all the best.
Yeah, it's
Especially the kid.
the
Yeah.
end of the day. I think what we always say at Double Thought is that it's about the kids, right? The kid is the one who, whatever happens between the mom and the dad, the kid will be at the end the biggest
Yeah.
victim of this whole situation.
Yeah.
What a year has been with these two, man.
Yeah.
What a year. One to forget.
Yeah.
Let's continue.
There goes my baby.
There goes my baby. Nia Long and Jeezy. I might forgive, but I don't forget. That's the name of the album, but also the name of the interview, or I'd say the conversation they had
Yeah.
together. Very well produced, I would say. First
Yeah.
of all,
But it was on Jeezy's YouTube channel.
Jesus YouTube channel. Yeah, it premiered
What
out of.
was the reason why it was those two? Was there a specific reason for it?
Well, he dropped the album with the same name, so I think he's trying to
Yeah,
promote.
I understand the name, but why knee along? That's my question. So
Maybe they're
why?
friends. I'm not sure. They haven't talked about it. So the conversation started like mid sentence. There is no introduction, nothing.
Exactly. That's
Yeah.
yeah. That's what I noticed as well.
It started right away, mid conversation. It was like a normal conversation. You talk to each other and then you kind of open up like friends do. Because it's clear, I think both those two know each other, or maybe they know not a lot of each other, but they can talk like friends. It's not like they're open towards each other. And there happens to be a camera there.
Yeah.
You have these deep conversations with people sometimes in your life, and then you open up, and sometimes a lot of times there is no camera there. And in this case, they had a camera there, and it was a really interesting conversation. There were some parts where I say, "Oh, that's a bar. Black men don't cheat." Shout out to Jeezy. That's a bar right there. Black men don't cheat.
They say a lot of memes came out of that. One of the memes were what you say when you go out with a girl for a first time. Yeah, I don't understand, man. We older man, we don't cheat.
Oh, man.
Evolved man, we don't cheat. Nah, but um, I think it was a smart move in the sense that Nia Long also went through some things.
Yeah. They talk about this a little bit as well.
yeah, they also
I
went.
refer to certain references, by the way. I've watched the full thing. As I always
And
do, I sacrifice for this show. I
yeah,
sacrifice my expensive time for this show.
yeah. The problem is you've always been following these stories. So I'm asking myself, what did you
Why you
sacrifice it
trying
for?
to cover, man? I'm trying to convince people.
But yeah,
But yeah, so for example, he was creating an analogy with star players, and she was like, please use another analogy."
yeah,
Now I thought it was funny.
yeah.
And there was some situation. I think one thing that is clear, and if I'm not mistaken, it seems like Jesus trying to rebrand himself as a rapper, as an entrepreneur, as a person. Seems to be have more clarity in what he wants and where he wants to go towards. And also he looks back at the past, like who his mom was. He was quite clear of what he thought about his mom, what type of person she is, and
In
maybe
what sense? In what sense?
loud, sharp tongue, doesn't. How can I say this?
Yo, yo, yo.
Tell me.
Difficult to work with.
Yeah. Dude, the guy said his dad told him as a kid, I'll never trust a woman again.
Yeah.
Whatever happened between the two, because he doesn't exactly know, probably
No. Yeah.
is what he said. I'll never
Yeah.
trust a woman again. That might have influenced him. My biggest question is, did he recognize his mom in whoever he was with at the time?
That's a good question because Jeannie Mai said herself that she has a problem with her temper.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's a
Could
question.
be.
It doesn't go into deep because I think it's one thing about Jeezy, and I think I like what I liked about this conversation. He talks about open, but he also protects the mom of his kid. I hope that
Yeah.
happens as well in the. I hope it happens as well in the courts. Because it always changes, right? In the court, when it starts, people start throwing mud at each other. It's gonna go south.
Yeah.
But he said, I'm not gonna disclose too much on the situation. But and I say fair use. This is what he disclosed about that whole situation.
They're just like, okay, I'm
Can you
filing
hear
for
it?
divorce.
Yeah.
Integrity intact. I could never say anything that
Oh, let me go back. There's one thing he said before that, and they were talking about people being ready, right? Being ready to process stuff.
Yeah.
And it's
I'm saying that if
fair
your
use.
partner hits the wall
right,
and you're not quite there yet
right,
in your personal growth,
right.
you have a big decision to make.
If I'm ready and my partner's not, what happens?
You hear what he asked?
That's a good question.
Personal growth,
Right.
you have a big decision to make.
If I'm ready and my partner's not, what happens?
Well, how do you know she's not?
Let's just say I knew. Like it wasn't,
Uh,
what do I do? You're my sister right now.
I'm your sister.
Are you giving me
Well-
some advice, hypothetically speaking?
Hypothetically speaking.
His lawyers in the back were like,
He knew.
hypothetically,
Hey, you might be
hypothetically,
You might be right on that one.
run it back because if I'm not mistaken, his eyes just like go
let me
to the
run
right.
it back. Let me run
Yeah.
it back. Let me run it back. There's always a lawyer in the back, right? Just in
Yeah.
case. Just
Or
in
a
case.
producer or someone. Yeah.
Decision to make.
If I'm ready and my partner's not, what happens?
Yeah. Can you share it?
Well, how do you know she's not?
Oh, you're right. You're right. So my bad. Go back.
You have a big decision to make.
If I'm ready and my partner's not, what happens?
Well, how do you know she's not?
Let's just say I knew. Like it wasn't,
Uh,
what do I do? You're my sister right now.
I'm your sister.
You giving me
Well-
some advice, hypothetically speaking.
Well, you don't want my
Yeah, look at the eyes. Look at the eyes. It says, hypothetically speaking, then his eyes
It
do
was meant
this.
like that.
Yeah, yeah. I'm
Man,
telling you,
he
it's the
knew.
it's the yeah. There's a lawyer in me that's trying to look for the holes in the story. But yeah, continue.
Yeah, but it seems like he already was aware about her situation, and it went only
Yeah,
worse because later on he discloses a bit more about that situation. And he says the following:
fair use.
fair use, Jeezy, don't cut us at the knees. Come on, man. I've
Don't
been
be a
bumping your
Detroit.
albums since back in the day, so don't try to name an album. Let's continue.
I was about to ask you that.
Would
Just-
not honor somebody.
Absolutely.
But I can tell you that this has not been a
Can you just run it back a bit?
Of course.
Because you just took
anything
take
that
the
would
part about integrity as
not
well.
honor, be
Where they're just like, okay, I'm filing for divorce.
integrity intact. I could never say anything that would
Just-
not honor somebody.
Absolutely.
But I can tell you that this has not been a easy journey.
Right.
I can tell you that I'm saddened. I can tell you that I'm disappointed. I can tell you that I'm uneasy, right? But again, like God has put me in a different path, and that path is going to entail for me
Amen.
take care of myself and to love myself and to be in.
Why you have to do that?
Because I know you. I know what you think. I know what you think when people start mentioning God.
You have to do that. But I have to stop it for fair use purposes. Cannot play the whole thing.
Yeah. I'm
You
gonna
want to
check it out. I'm gonna
for the-
check.
for the first part right here.
What did you say?
Did you want to comment on the integrity and the first things he said?
So what I would say is that there's a misnomer or a false way of looking at things. Well, incorrect way is the better way to say it. When someone breaks up, let's say when a person breaks up with you, that person might also feel pain. And that person might also, feel disappointed. But doesn't mean that he or she still doesn't need to make that decision. And sometimes we're afraid of being seen as the bad person, to be seen as a failure as well. So they've been married for what? Not even 2 years,
Two, 3
two,
max.
3 years, something like that. So, and it's like a failure, right? But
You
sometimes,
graduated.
yeah. Well, if you're the who was it, Tia or Tamara?
Tia
Is it
Mao.
Tia said
Graduated.
she graduated and divorced. The marriage was college, and now she's cum laude. She graduated cum laude. But I mean, on a rational way of thinking, you still feel the pain
Of course.
because for better or for worse, a person that's always been there is not there anymore. A person that it wasn't probably all bad. A lot of things were probably good, and then you get disappointed, and it's okay to change your mind. There's also a false narrative, I believe, that people say that, hey, you get married, and sometimes you hear the stories of people who've been together for like 17 years. Then
Yeah.
they get married and get divorced a year later.
Guys, go check out Game Plan. Earlier today, we made a show about a day one cutting. What's the dude's name? I brought the story. That's the crazy
You
part.
brought the
Earl
story, yeah.
Thomas.
Earl Thomas, yeah.
Earl Thomas at the knee for
Yeah.
2 million. But continue.
Yeah, go check it out on our sports channel, X Game Plan. Go check it out, guys. So yeah, to yeah, so it hurts both people.
Yeah.
But sometimes you need to make the decision, and sometimes things change. Sometimes the situation changes, or
People change always.
people change, and maybe, for example, you think when you're married, then someone will change. But it's
People go
it's
through.
marriage is, we make it out to be something easy, and sometimes I believe as well we
Ooh.
make it out, well, that's what they say: when you're not happy, just break up. But
Oh, you
let's say
mean like
if I
that?
look at my grandparents, they were married for 52 years until my grandma passed away. And I mean, it wasn't easy.
It never is.
But that's the thing, it never is. But the question is, would you rather stay married for 52 years or be happy and do whatever you want? And the problem with being happy is when you break up, you're going to find out that there's still misery. So I would formulate it differently. And I'm a bit of a realistic, a realist. And it might sound pessimistic what I'm about to say. How do you want to suffer? That's the question you need to actually
Sounds like a
ask yourself.
Major. What the heck? How do you want to suffer? I
KR.
thought you were the positive
How,
side of us too.
yeah,
Jeez.
I am very positive,
Do
but
you want do you want them to rip the nails off your hands or your feet?
it's just, how do you want to suffer? Do you want to suffer making your relationship work, or do you want to suffer being on your own? Because if you're on your own, you're also gonna suffer.
Yeah, of course.
You're
I
gonna
mean,
feel
there's no
lonely. You're
friendship.
gonna feel there's no one there. Maybe you're single, and then all your friends are single, and then they're not anymore, and then you're there all alone. You start dating. Dating isn't what it's made out to be. A lot of cuckoos out there. And what I've also realized is that
A lot of them, yes.
what I've also realized is, Kia, that talk about friendship. I do friendship with women. Uh, and the word friendship is used loosely, but I do think that to a certain extent you need to know someone first. On if I Usually when you go out and meet someone and try to date that person, you're like going straight to dating, right? But it's okay. I think it's better to just
Mutual friends, meeting people within the
meet people.
social circle.
Yeah, you
That's
can
the
go out and eat
difference.
with someone. Yeah, it doesn't. And then, of course, a lot of times it's used as rotation. You have your rotation, and that usually entails them being physically intimate together as well. But whether you are or not, I believe in that. Just hanging out with people, having fun, and then gradually you'll see which, I might find this person great, but then 2 weeks later I see another person, and each one of them gives you something else. And take your time before you enter into a serious relationship, I would say, because the whole dating is like, if you think about it, there are a lot of cuckoos out there. You go to a club, you see a cuckoo. You don't know if the person is a cuckoo or not. She's beautiful, so you go out with the cuckoo, but you still don't know her as a cuckoo.
You try
And
to verify whether she's a cuckoo in the
you
dating.
try to verify, but she's pulling up, of course,
Of course,
she's
yeah.
their best self. And 6 months later or a year later, that's when the
The
inner
cuckoo comes
cuckoo
out.
cooks out. And then it's like,
But in general, I do think that the best relationships, so I'm talking about relationship, love relationship, come from from people from the same social circle, because it also helps with like, let's say if you have a problem, right? If you're in the same social circles, people will try to talk it out
yeah,
instead of choosing your side of the story, and then you create two different parts, and then people battle each other out. They give
exactly.
you bad advice, like Tyrese's Samantha Lee's side of the story. They choose her side instead of telling her. Try to find the middle ground.
Yeah. And
It's
it's
I
never,
think
it's not, yeah. And it's never care. It's never, as soon as you're, it's never there's always going to be suffering. So how do you want to suffer? Some people have partners that are great, but they're unfaithful. But in the house, they're great. They take care of everything, man and woman. They take care of everything. They, make sure everything's alright, but they step out.
But
And I used to go out with someone, and I was this is the only person like that. As I was talking, and we had a lot of fun together, more or less the same interest, more or less the same sense of humor. But as I was talking to her, the more and more I was like, she's a cheater. I know she's a cheater.
yo, yo, that's crazy. Like, look at it in her eyes, and
You can see, like,
you
yeah,
move,
she's
right?
yeah, she
You're
you
looking at
know
her eyes like
you
this.
know it. And at that moment, I said to myself, if I decide to proceed with her, I need to be okay with her cheating. Never saw her again. But that's other.
Great, yo, yo. But sometimes you can, by talking to someone, you can see
Yeah,
in their soul and who they are.
yeah,
Make the right choice, or you might end up being. She might end up being your downfall.
yeah,
I
yeah.
want to talk about Lori, but I'm gonna leave it, man. One, we already passed the
Oh,
one.
Lori Harvey.
Yeah. Mm.
Well, very short. We can be very short. Not surprising. Not surprisingly. Surprisingly, she split up with Idris. Is his name, I guess.
Yeah, Damson Idris.
Damson Idris. Yeah. Well,
Good luck to that dude.
yeah. What's about to happen? But,
At least he's part of a great lineup. He can say I'm in the same lineup as
you know what I'm curious to know. You know what I'm
Jordan.
curious to. In my opinion, they all Michael B. Jordan and all these guys. They should be happy that they were able to have fun with a very beautiful lady.
She is.
I'm telling you, I pity, I, I pity the one that has a baby with her because she's gonna devour him. That's what I
Well,
think.
maybe I have to check my card whether I have a chance. Maybe I'm the next one in the lineup. You never know.
Maybe.
If the double toss show blows up and I end up, imagine that. We have her here. Yo, let's go. Hey, let's wrap it up. It's gotta go. It's going despicable routes.
I think we did a great job, KR, of not us staying, of not
Staying
making the jokes, the cancelable jokes.
answerable jokes, man. Well,
Yeah.
I was on a slippery slope for a second right there. I
Yeah.
saw it in your face. The lawyer face was still.
No,
But
man.
I had to say at least something. But
Yeah. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. We really appreciate your support. Remember to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell to stay up to date when we drop new videos. Also, if you haven't shared your thoughts and opinions yet, do it on this channel. We want to know whether you agree with our takes, yes or no, and if there are stories you want us to talk about, please share it in the comments as well. We're still a relatively small, well, we are still a small channel, so we read everything. Please share your thoughts and opinions. Rate the show by pressing the like button, and don't forget to share the video with your friends, family, and your enemies. Stay tuned, stay pending for the next show that will drop on Thursday, and don't forget to check out our sports channel as well. X Game Plan. That's where we discuss more sports related topic. It's been a pleasure to serve you once more and see each other in the next one. Until next time, peace.
stop dating Sims. That's what they should do. Crazy.